let a few people kind of come in as they get here. So, just doing a quick review of JUSTUNO's kind of core competencies. We provide conversion optimization software through the use of on-site promotions, so ways to engage your visitors with different types of pop-ups, sign-up bars, promotions that exist in the corner of the site in order to engage and convert your visitors, and whatever that means to your company. Maybe you're a blog or you're an e-commerce store and you're literally looking at sales conversions, or you're a media site and your conversions are getting people to subscribe or to just to gain their email for direct marketing lead. You can do that through JUSTUNO through using you can use an HTML form, contests, locked offers, and a locked offer being, like, for example, hey, give us your email, we'll give you 10% off today's store. Letting people know about sales that you have and saying, click here to check out our clearance page, and exit offers. Exit offers can be, people leaving from the product page or from the home page, or running something like an unlocked offer for someone leaving from the cart page. Very strategic offer that just gives a discount to someone leaving from that page if they're clearly leaving to find a better deal on whatever it is they're looking for, or they're just not sure they want to buy yet. So we'll get into more about that later, but kind of a general overview of what it is that JUSTUNO does. In terms of your funnel and where JUSTUNO fits in on a very high level, we help focus the users that you are bringing to your site. You spend, no doubt, a lot of resources on getting people to your site, but what are you doing to convert them, right? We find that 98% of new visitors that come to a site don't convert. That's where JUSTUNO comes in with overlays and promotions to help convert people and get them closer, further down the funnel, and help them, be engaged on your site. It's much like if you walk into a brick and mortar retail store and there's a sales associate there to greet you once you start looking at items. Some people don't love that, but everybody appreciates it when they have a question. So any way that you can really engage people on your site, very, very important, and helps get them to this point of closing. And then when you get to the retaining side of it, that's where everybody wants to be, and we certainly have ways to engage return traffic as well. But we'll get into more about that later. What we'll cover today, I'd like to go over some details about some different ways to present promotions, and some different positioning and effects that you can use within JUSTUNO. That would be using an Uno bar, which is like a sign-up bar that is anchored to the top or bottom of the site. Positioning and effects, when you can place overlays. You don't just have to have the classic center screen overlay. You can do a full screen takeover that dims out the entire site and presents this content in the middle. You can have overlays in the corners of your site so that you are able to not disrupt your visitors' experience, but really keeping it in front of them and them aware of it on every page, much like a functional tab or like a chat window or something like that, but just providing that promotion right in the corner. And then different effects to focus your users in on those promotions, the shake in, the bounce, the horizontal flip, things like that. So we'll go over how to do those. We do have some new themes that are available. They're really sleek, really good looking, very modern kind of design oriented templates to get you guys started for your designs for your promotions, and everything's visual for your visitors. So you present something that is aesthetically appealing with a compelling offer, you are going to optimize the amount of engagements that you get on that offer, and also, further down the funnel, you're going to increase the amount of engagements and conversions from that. So we will also go over some of our common targeting rules, some one-click targeting rules, some things that really we can wrap this up all in our pre-built promotions, where you can add that, in a lot of our best practices. Targeting rules and segmentations are already built out for you. So I'll kind of go in depth about what those are, why they're important, and how you can go and manipulate them if you choose to. One of the biggest reasons you're here, you guys want some action. You want to do something today to help increase the sales conversions on your site, to increase engagement, to get more ROI from your offsite spend, from your offsite marketing spend. So we will go through 2 offers that you can set up as I'm setting them up with you, or some point today, to help you guys be more successful. And once you get these set up, you will start seeing an increase immediately. And oftentimes it's a dramatic increase as well. So we'll go through the cart abandoner for e-commerce stores, your standard exit offer for maybe a media site, or publishing, and then we'll also go over the new visitor, because that is the largest amount of traffic that doesn't end up engaging or converting on your site. And then lastly, we'll dig in deeper about why that all matters. We'll get into the conversion funnel a little bit more and some interesting stats on that, and then how you can kind of process the spectrum of lead generation versus conversions, and the combined benefit of using JUSTUNO in those situations. So let's just jump in, and I just want to remind everybody there's a chat window right here. Hello. You guys can put your questions in here if you want, and Grant will be happy to answer them. Again, if they're design related or related to what I'm talking about, I can check them real quick and then help answer them for you. So dashboard, Uno bar, pop-up positioning and effects. Let's take a look at this real quick. Pop-up positions within the canvas. Once you actually create your promotion, or you're starting to work on a theme and you're trying to decide, is this going to be in the middle, or is this going to basically be a functional tab in the corner of the side of the site, you just go to overlay position, and you can select from there, and then you'll be able to edit the canvas. This is a really great way, like I said, to keep overlays in front of the user throughout their experience without interrupting it and without forcing them to take action right then and there. Next, we have our Uno bar, which is much like a sign-up bar. You can do this locked or unlocked, meaning you can require some sort of action to reveal a post-engagement screen or bar, or you can just say like, hey, check out our store. You know, you can set this up in your blog to link people to your store. We've had many cases where people's blogs, their lifestyle blogs, they blow traffic. They're very popular because people find meaningful content, but they're struggling with getting people to their store. So they'll link their store in the sign-up bar, and we find that that's the best function of an Uno bar, as compared to, you know, getting people to sign up and saying like, give us your email, we'll give you 20% off. Even if you do 20% off versus a 10% off center screen pop-up, you will see less engagement, because people just tend to, you know, if it's not right in front of them, they'll forget it. So you put it in front of them, force them to take an action, and that's usually the best use of a kind of locked offer, your kind of new visitor general offer, give us your email. You're trying to generate leads and get people further down the funnel, then you'll want to present that in the middle. But this is great for site messaging, linking to clearance sites, linking to your store, linking to your blog, and some kind of, I guess, tertiary messaging. So next we have our effects, and seems like not that big of a deal, but you can do A/B tests within JUSTUNO, and you can test different effects and see how much their focus changes depending on the effects that you use to present them with overlays. So we've recently added a bunch of these, and excited to show you guys. So let's just jump in real quick to pop-up positions. So right now I'm in my dashboard. I already have one built out. Oh, this is my mobile one, actually. I have my St. Patrick's Day offer. Very stoked on the way it looks, so we're going to go ahead and go into the design canvas. And I believe right now, yeah, it's already set up in the corner. And this is basically the finished product right here. But the way it started out was in my overlay settings. It just kind of sat in the middle here, and you can see that kind of bounce effect. I have my tab setting underneath it. So when you come into JUSTUNO and you select a theme, most likely you're going to see it look like this. This is going to be your general look here. And if you want to adjust this and make this into the corner, I did change the size of the overlay. You can do this, and I mean, this is if you're presenting something in the middle of the screen, this is a really great look to get people really bold text. Give yourself a big canvas to create on. So let's, for example's sake, let's just say this whole promotion took up this whole box. I decided, okay, for my Patty's Day offer, I just want to present this in the corner of the site. I want it to be more of a functional tabs because I have some other great, some really great graphics going on my site, or a carousel that I want to direct people towards that I don't want to interrupt. So we basically shrink down all the layers. This, before the beers in the air, was like, size 72 pixel font. We brought it down to like 36, shrunk it up nice and small, made it nice and compact so that it really kind of made a, was not not interrupting anybody's flow. And I double check everything here. And then, as you might guess, I just put it in the corner here. Now, I have not seen a lot of use cases for people putting it up in the upper corners. But, for example, if you have some really important content, or you have like a chat window down here or something like that, you may find use in that. Or if you just really want people to engage with it, you can put it up in the top middle or bottom middle or something like that. But if I was designing a site, I'd put this in the middle, and then I take my tab, and you might have seen me do this before. As soon as I click on this layer, it's going to open up tab settings in JUSTUNO in the canvas, and I'm going to choose bottom. So it puts in the bottom middle, and the alignment I'm going to put to the left. So conveniently, this is right behind my actual overlay. So if you follow me here, I'm going to go to my preview screen, and so here we have my site, and I'm scrolling through, and I see this offer, and I decide, yeah, maybe later. So now I actually have a tab, so it's even less intrusive, and allows you to keep going. And then you can come back at any time, view the offer, test at JUSTUNO.com, reveal the coupon code. I love beer. Great, awesome. So now I have my coupon code. I can copy it, and I can continue to shop. And at least the way that rules are set up in this visit, I'm going to close this, and this tab will remain here in this session only, so that I can refer back to this later and say, like, what was that coupon code I was using again? Oh, okay, I love beer. Perfect. So that would be a use case for using a corner pop out. Now, you can also, we've seen a lot of people bring this into the middle like this. A lot of people have asked for this actually as well. So you can shrink this even smaller, make everything a lot smaller. And just follow me here. If I make everything really, really nice and tight, small, and bring it all in, and I even bring the email field in. Keep in mind, everybody who's really new to JUSTUNO, you can edit the email fields, you can edit these CTAs, and you can really you can go ham with it. You can go any way you want to with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this really, really, really tight in here, and can't forget about my close layer here. There she is. I'm going to place that right there. And I have more or less a functional tab on the site, and I can get rid of this. If you don't set any rules that show this tab, this will not appear on your live site. This is just to be showing in the design canvas. So I'll probably either get rid of it like that and just get it out of the preview, or I will do kind of what I did before and just place it right behind there, so it will offer kind of a minimal view. Now, don't forget about your post engagement page. I've seen way too many people just say, work on that screen, and then they're all done, and they have this kind of really wonky looking post engagement screen once people actually engage with the offer. So don't forget to tighten up the design on your post engagement page. Also, for a lot of new people, maybe one, why does it just say coupon code here when you have the coupon code already input? So this is just code within our system. So if you add a layer that is a coupon box like this, I designed it to look like this, but just replicating that real quick, brought that up to 26, changed it to Oswald, boom, made the color white. And then the border itself, that's not a separate layer. Created the box like so. And obviously I wouldn't do this, but I'm just showing you guys how you get to the same design that we just created. Go to my border options for this layer, and border color, solid, border width, and now I have a nice border around this. So I'm going to remove this actually, and I'm going to go to my original coupon code layer, and you saw that it was I love beer before. Coupon options, once I've selected it, I love beer, say thanks. And you can actually use unique coupon codes if you choose. You just drop in a CSV spreadsheet, just one column of all your coupon code values, and you just drop it in right here. You can also copy and paste it here, and you can do up to 10,000 at any given time. So that's something to keep in mind. For a lot of bigger stores like to use that for their for purposes of keeping the coupon code from going viral, things like that. So a couple of takeaways here. Just as you're looking at the canvas for the first time, you have your global settings over here. You have your promotion name, start and end date, overlay settings. We'll get into the themes in a minute, but this is where you choose them from, and effects as well. And overlay settings, add all your layers from here. So if you do not want to present a coupon code, and you'd prefer to present some kind of gated content, for instance, you can add a link button in here. And once you're done designing this, you drop in a link here to either a hosted PDF file or a link to a page where they can download something, which works equally well. It's really great for you guys out there with blogs and media sites, or even e-commerce stores with very low margins. So there's a lot of options there. You can run, instead of email, Facebook like or Google follow or Twitter tweet or Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, people to increase some social engagement. That's typically really great for return traffic. So, your first time visitors, you want their email. Email's king. And that's the greatest way to engage people directly, especially remarketing to them after. And some stats show that you see up to a 4 times higher conversion rate from people that have submitted their email as compared to any other kind of lead. So that's a general overview. You have your global settings here, and then your layer arranger here and tab. And then depending on the layer that you click, your email field, you'll see those individual email options here. See your background color, it's white right now. You can drop that out and give it a nice sleek look there. You can drop in a custom graphic. Because I click the background layer, I can drop in an image there, and we'll go over some of the themes that have that. So for now, I'm going to leave it the way it is. I'm actually not going to save it because I like the way it was before. And here we get into step number 2, which is you did the look and feel. Now you're going to set up the audience. Now you're going to set up the segmentation for who gets to see this offer and who is excluded from it. So this is my St. Patty's Day offer. It's a seasonal thing, but it's basically going to show to all my new visitors who have not submitted an email before. And you can do that by clicking new visitor here, which is a 1-click rule. Or you can, these rules, they're already built in because I selected a pre-built promotion. More on that later. But I'm going to show the overlay on every page because it's a little corner pop out. If they have not closed it yet, meaning once they close it, they won't see it again, and they have not ever engaged. So I do not want people to engage with this more than once. I don't want them to see the offer or the overlay at least once they've already closed it, but otherwise I want to show it to them on every page. And then as far as the tab goes, remember I said you had to create an audience for the tab. It says to show the tab on every page if seen the overlay. And this is clever because if they haven't seen it, that means they've either already engaged, or they haven't closed it, so they won't see it anymore. So otherwise, the tab will show and act as kind of a reference point to them there. So I'm satisfied with the rules the way that they're set up. Since this is an email offer, I'm going to go ahead and connect my MailChimp account to this so that these emails flow directly into the MailChimp list of my choice with my API and my list ID. And this is step 3. And once step 3 is done, you're ready to go live. You don't even need to go through step 3 to go live, because if you do not connect to your email service provider, we're still going to collect these emails, and we are going to save them in a CSV spreadsheet that you can actually download by clicking here. So that was kind of I skipped a couple of points on our table of contents of the training session, but when you're in there and you're creating an offer, you got step 1, 2, and 3. Look and feel step 1. Step 2 is creating the audience, and step 3, optionally, is the email integration. So does that sound good to everybody so far? Like, throw me any questions again in the chat window. Chat window is right here. If you guys have any questions, put them in right there. And myself or Grant will be happy to answer them for you. Hopefully I'm not moving too fast for everybody. So we have pop-up positions. Let's talk about the Uno bar real quick. With the Uno bar, you can see I already have one created here. If you want to actually create one at this time, go to New Promotion, Custom Promotion, Uno bar. Call this Test Bar. And this is where you'll determine whether this is for mobile or desktop, and whether it's going to be locked or unlocked. I'm going to choose unlocked because, like I said before, the locked offers, they tend to work better as center screen pop-outs. So I would keep it unlocked, and I'm gonna use that valuable center pop-out real estate for an offer that's going to be higher converting. So I'm going to make this an unlocked offer, and instead of flashing a pop-up, like I said just now, that says free shipping, I'm just going to present it as an Uno bar. So I selected that theme. You would edit this exactly the same way as you would any kind of overlay, and you can choose top or bottom. And this is going to push up and push down your screen, so that it's not covering your nav bar or the logo to your site or anything like that. So all those things being very important. And so if I'm not doing free 2-day shipping, I'll just do, if I just don't want to make it complicated, I'll just do free shipping on all orders. And I'll bring this down a little bit because I don't want the bar to be this big. So maybe I'll just create some space here. Insert your code here. Now this is different than what we did with the coupon layer. We did not add this. We just put this right here. And so we deleted this and said, use code free for fun. And so, okay, so this looks good to me. I'm going to maybe bring this up, shave it up a little bit here, and bring this text up. And I mean, that's really all there is to it. The Uno bars are meant to be very simple in terms of copy and everything like that. So you can choose. One unique thing about this is if you have your close button here, you can stick it to the right side or the left side, or you can choose not to. And if you're feeling so inclined, you can just put it right here or something. But I'm going to stick it to the right side. Okay, so I like that. If I wanted to add this, if this was not a shipping offer, but rather this was like a, this is our blog and I'm trying to link to the store, then I would add that link button. And let me actually show you guys the promotion that I already had for this one right here. So this is for my blog linking to my store. Get $20 off at our store today. You can segment this so only first-time visitors to your blog see this offer. And this link says mysuperfunstore.com. So as soon as I go to the preview, as I save and preview, this is obviously not going to go anywhere, but check out the deals, boom, takes me to the next page. So this is really valuable for those of you that are trying to direct a large amount of traffic to some other one of your sites, an affiliate site, anything like that. Super valuable. So let's see. Yeah, not much to the unlocked sign-up bars. If you're satisfied, you're going to have much with the design. You're going to have much the same experience with your rules. You're going to say show the overlay on every page. If they have ever engaged with a sample new visitor, let's not look at that one for now. It's a little bit of a more detailed example. If they've never engaged with this overlay, the current URL contains blog. So that's one that I wanted to add in there because I only want this to show on my blog page, and I have my account embed code embedded on both my blog and my store. So if I did not specify, then it would show on both. But I only want to show it on my blog. So show the overlay as long as never engaged, current URL contains blog, and they have not closed this overlay, this visit. So this rule is very important for these sign-up bars and corner pop-outs. You wouldn't necessarily use this for a center page overlay, but very important because you don't want to keep showing these to people if they've already closed it out. So that's done there. There's no integration necessary on step 3 because it's not an email offer, it's just an unlocked offer. So I'm just going to go ahead and publish it, turn it on. I need to embed my embed code there. So once I get going with that, that offer will be live. So that's pretty much an Uno bar. Any questions that you guys have, please forward them along. We have a great support system. And also, if you are on a Rockstar or above Rockstar Enterprise plan, you have access to talking to me directly, which I'm sure if there's anybody in here on that plan, you already know. So aside from the Uno bar, we have our new effects, and I kind of touched on that a second ago. Let's go back to our favorite. Actually, no, let's do a new one. Let's go to our Get on the List. This is one of our new themes. While I'm showing you guys the effects, I can also show you the themes. I'm going to go to my overlay settings, and I'm kind of a fan of keeping that dimmed black, and then making the opacity so that you can just barely see the site in the background. I'm going to save that real quick. Now, under overlay settings, you see your display effects. I'm doing the fade in right now, which is kind of pretty standard look. Slide in would move like that. Your horizontal flip. Bounce is actually one of my favorites. I think that really helps focus people in. But by all means, use our A/B testing feature. Test this out. See what works best for the audience on your site. And this is mainly just, again, to focus people in on the offer instead of just, kind of coming in real quick abruptly or something like that. That's also a very sleek way to present it. Good stuff to help focus your users. So while I'm on this promotion, let's go back to our table of contents here. Uno bar, pop-up positioning and effects. And let's go over our new themes. This is one of our new themes created by our lovely design team. It's got a full-size email field and submit button right here. It's a really good jumping-off point for your designs and what you guys want to do. You can see that there's a background image in here. You can remove it and drop anything up to 1 megabyte in here. And then, whatever, you can also, we've seen a lot of people just, if they have designers on board, they just drop text into that background image. So maybe all this text is in a customized font that you use on your site. And you can drop that into Photoshop on that image and render the entire image and drop it into JUSTUNO. And then you just kind of you create space for the email submit field or the social icons or whatever it is. And then you're kind of off to the races, you're ready to go. But if you want to choose from one of our themes, click Overlay Themes. We have the St. Patrick's Day sale. We have a kind of more simple look. We have a kind of a boho look here, bohemian, and a nice sleek new look. So a few different things to choose from. You can kind of keep going down. You have the cheeky millennial. This is a full screen takeover. So this is really great for your exit offers. As a starting off point. Put that right there. And this is really great because if I save this and go to the preview, I have a full screen. It takes over the full screen. It's very sleek looking, and I type in my email. It's in white, and really helps focus people onto the offer when they're leaving the site. And if you can do this with any current offer. So if you have your background like so, and let me just bring everything together under this. So I originally had it was originally set up like this. My background color was, you know, red or something. And so it looked like that. And I'm like, yeah, it doesn't really look as sleek as I want it to. So take the opacity, drop it all down here, and we have the full screen look. Got my tab. Probably won't use a tab for this, so take that out. Cool. So let's see. Once you're done with that, so our themes all located right here. We're constantly updating it and making new ones, you know, depending on the season or depending on, you know, just any designs that come to mind. So you have your post-engagement screen, your pre-engagement screen, and then also one last note on the design. You can add an intro screen. It says, let's get some color here. You know, a lot of people, there's a lot of research that suggests that micro commitments on the part of the user will increase the likelihood of engagement and then conversion. So a lot of people tend to use these intro screens, which are like, hey, savings are good, right? And you can customize those however you like. Are you interested in a discount code? And that's just some kind of placeholder text that we put in for you. But you know, we drag this all out here, and I'm going to go back here, change this text to white, maybe drop it into Roboto, and bold it. Now, when I actually get to this, if it's an exit offer or something like that, maybe someone's leaving from the cart page, I wouldn't necessarily recommend this for a cart page offer, by the way, but just for example, we're going to go to the preview, and I'm leaving, and it's going to, oh, are you interested in the discount code? Yes, please. Boom, takes me to the screen. I like on Facebook, and then I see the post engagement screen. So I've already liked JUSTUNO on Facebook. There we go. I had to unlike and like again. So that is essentially the intro screen. Jury's still out on how well that works. A lot of people they don't want to worry about that extra click, so they'll just present this upon exit or something like that. So that's an overview of our themes. A lot of pitfalls I see sometimes. You might notice if you're creating a link button or something like that, you might see that your padding's really high or something like that, and you can't seem to get this centered. It usually has to do with your border padding in whatever layer you're working on. So if you reduce that to 0, then everything will be vertically aligned, and by default, all of our text is aligned in the middle. So that's just a really common pitfall that I see probably more often than any other design pitfall that people get into. So looks like we have a question. No sound. Is there a way to turn on sound? Yeah, it looks like I think what you have to do is you have to call in, use the video icon, or there's a phone icon. Look for the phone icon. Okay, so look for that phone icon on the upper left side if you can't hear anything. I also just put that in the chat window. So once you connect your audio, you should be able to hear. Okay, sorry about that, folks. So that's our new themes. We went over the targeting rules briefly, but let's get into them. Let's dig in a little bit more. This seems to be where people have the most questions regarding JUSTUNO, and understandably so. Like the segmentation that you create for your offers, design is something that is very visual, and people you usually have someone on your team that's very good at it, or that can do it with ease. Segmentation, on the other hand, is not so easy. It takes a lot more understanding of the behavior of your traffic, and that's why we've created a lot of one-click rules to help people just understand some main segments that they should be going after. So first and foremost, your new visitors. If you target those new visitors with an email offer, you are going to immediately increase the ROI from all that money you're spending getting people to your site. So doing that, you would create an offer that says, hey, welcome to the site. Give us your email. We'll give you 10% off today. Now, if I was creating that from scratch, let's just say there's nothing here. there's nothing here and you're sitting there going, oh no, what do I do? You can click either new visitor and it'll open up this mobile screen. It'll say it'll show the overlay once per session if they have not ever engaged with this overlay and they've spent more than 2 seconds on the current page. Now, some research shows that 10 to 15 seconds is kind of the sweet spot for presenting a new visitor offer. So I'm going to put that at 10. And I'm going to say, you know, you can either do have not ever engaged with this overlay, or you can say number of visits to my site is exactly 1. Now, I would only recommend this particular condition if you have some kind of copy or messaging on that promotion that is very specific, like welcome new visitor, welcome to our site for the first time. Then I would present that. If it's not necessarily so segmented with the copy, then I would give maybe some return visitors that have never engaged before another chance to engage with it before they are never shown it again. So let's see if we would go to has ever engaged with this overlay. Have not ever engaged with this overlay. So a lot of options there. So you can pick that type of rule, or you can view more rules. The 10-second overlay here, this one's a little bit more expansive. It says, been on this page for more than 10 seconds and have not seen any overlay this visit. We have our, let's look at these one more time. We have a click-through CTA, you have exiting visitors, returning visitors, or exiting from the cart page. All these very valuable in their own right, depending on who you're trying to target. This is another people seem to be very interested in the click-through. So I would actually not use previous domain referring URL. I would use first URL the user came to this session, and then contains. Now, you can really kind of go wild here, and you can put in any tracking URL that you're using. So maybe it's UTM source equals Facebook. So this will target anybody. This will include anybody that is clicking through from a Facebook campaign that you're running, and simultaneously exclude anybody that's not. Or, you know, let's just say you're using Bronto for your email service provider. Boom, email source equals Bronto. So if this is a new visitor offer, but someone's clicking through from an email and they've never engaged with this particular JUSTUNO offer, we're going to say first URL they came to does not contain Bronto because they're already a subscriber. You do not want to show them that offer. You should probably show them something like a social offer to get that discount. So they have not engaged with this overlay this visit, and they've spent more than 5 seconds on the current page. We'll go ahead and change that to 10, and we'll get rid of this, and we'll say has never engaged with this overlay. So this would be a great rule to exclude my email subscribers and to include new traffic and wait till 10 seconds to show them the offer. So what I'm going to do here is, by the way, if this is what your page looks like, I do not recommend this. You should not have more than one overlay targeting rule and one tab rule per offer. Otherwise, too many people they email us and say the pop-ups, it's happening too much. It's popping up on every page, and that's usually because these are 3 separate rules targeting 3 different segments. So I'm going to delete this one, and I'm going to delete this one. So now this is my overlay rule, and then this is my tab rule. So it's going to show the tab on every page as long as the person has seen this overlay, this visit. Now, again, talked about this earlier. This is completely hinging on whether someone applies the rules applied to a visitor from this rule. So if these rules apply, then this will apply. That's a really clever way to give people a reference point if they engage or don't engage with the offer that you show them. So that's kind of a basic overview of the rules. You can also start from scratch. We have URL-based rules, current, referring, previous domain if it's not a secure URL. First URL they landed on, so this is your tracking URL. Visit frequency, number of visits, pages viewed, days since seen or matched to targeting rule. Geolocation, this is huge. Country they currently reside in, or within the United States, their zip code or state or region. User engagement, this is probably the most used category. So seen any offer, engaged with any offer, engaged with this particular offer. We saw one earlier that said, has ever engaged with a specific overlay. So if they have ever engaged with my new visitor, then I don't want them show the overlay if they have not engaged with my new visitor, because you want to create a sort of a workflow. You can have 10 promotions live on your site, and if there's the correct workflow, then it's not going to overload anybody's experience at all. So this is really great. You can choose from all your promotions. You can do date and time, so visitor's local date, day of the week, time. This is where you'll find the second spent on current page is more 10 type of thing. So seconds, then minutes, and then you can get under the technological rules. Here's your intent to leave right here. So if the user breaks this browser plane on the cart page, for example, boom, URL contains cart, and they've never engaged with this overlay before. This is your cart abandoner offer right here. So this is one of the most valuable things that you can do. And so we'll go into that into more depth in a second. Intent to leave, you can target IP address or an idle user longer than 30, 40 seconds. Scroll to a certain amount of pixels down the page for you blog users. Matching elements. So you can target a certain HTML or JSON element on your site. This is something that we definitely suggest that if you want to do this, contact our support. They can help walk you through it. And then obviously you can do custom values and a lot of different other kind of nifty tricks. So once that's done, again, if you're running an email offer, connect it with your email service provider, or you can run an optimized A/B test through here, connect it with Segment, feed some data into Segment or Google Analytics, and then publish. And you're ready to go. So it wants me to input my Facebook and Instagram. I won't do that at this time, but that's basically an overview of our targeting rules and one-click rules. So see, we got a couple questions here. Is this being recorded? Yes, this is being recorded. This guy on speed. Is the info really too speedy? Yes, it's being recorded. Sorry, I don't mean to speed too much. We just have a lot of information to cover in this very short amount of time. I know you guys don't have too much time. It's a Wednesday morning or afternoon, or Thursday morning, depending on where you are in the world. So just trying to condense a lot of information. And Grant, actually, we have a page that contains a condensed amount of all of this information that you can refer to at any time in kind of shorter videos. So hopefully that helps. But I'm gonna go through it a little bit quicker, just because we do have a lot to cover in a short amount of time. So the most important part is actionable items for today. Let's talk about things that you guys can be doing right now as I'm doing it, and set up these offers to target possibly the most important two segments of your traffic, and that is the people coming in and the people leaving. So the people coming in for the first time, again, like I said before, 98% of new traffic will not convert on your site. And on the other end of the spectrum, you're really not going to see a lot of people convert, and you will see a much higher, a dramatic increase in conversions when you present some sort of exit offer, and you can strategically place certain exit offers at different lead capture points on the site. So we'll go over that, and then we'll go over targeting that new traffic, that 98% that won't convert. And the last offer we created was for that segment, but I'm going to show you guys some resources to help you do this quickly. So let's start with the cart abandoner and or the exit offer. I have all this stuff created already, but when you want to create this in a very streamlined fashion, go to new promotion, and then we have pre-builts here. So our pre-built promotions, you can see we have a St. Patrick's Day one up right now. We have new visitor, cart abandoner, more general, non-seasonal new visitor template. There's a mobile template for new visitor. And then we have the window shopper, which is a different segment of an exiting visitor. And then we have a giveaway template too, which is a great way to capture email addresses. And we'll go into that more in a second. So let's just say if we're feeling the season, I'm going to add this promotion here, and the new visitor is set up the same way. It'll take you directly to the design canvas. You adjust things as you see fit. Maybe you want to change this close to just your kind of standard X, shrink that layer down, bring it over to the side. You want to, I don't know, you want to change this font here to, you can tell, if you haven't been able to tell so far, I'm a huge fan of Oswald. And let's see here. Over here, that four-leaf clover is a image. So let's grab that layer. It's currently behind that text layer, but there it is right there. Let's bring it to the front. I should be able to, oh, actually, I'm sorry. Bring it all the way to, this would be the top. Oh. Well, looks like I don't know it as well as I thought I did. Okay, so there we go. Now I have it, and it's going to start over. All you people, I'm sure you're wondering if we're going to introduce a snap to grid, which we will. There will be a snap to grid feature in the very near future, and it's currently being developed right now. So since this is an image, I can also shrink this and grow it as little or large as I want and place it there. So all this is just kind of basic design overview. Post engagement, we got our coupon code. We go up here. I'm either going to drop in all my unique codes, or I'm going to create my I love beer code. I'm going to save those changes. And for all intents and purposes, if you're satisfied with the design, then that's done. You hit save. We go to step 2. Remember, step 1 is look and feel. Step 2 is the audience, and step 3 is the integration. And what you'll see here, same with the new visitors, that these rules are already created for you. So you can literally just, you can go into the final approval stage of getting this done. So show overlay once per session if they have not ever engaged with this overlay and they've spent more than 10 seconds on the current page. Love it. Okay, I'm very satisfied with that as my new visitors segment. That's going to target a lot of people and get you that's going to optimize the amount of emails that you're going to get from your new traffic. And then we have our show tab rule like we had before, where it's going to show the tab on every page as long as they have seen the overlay this visit. So once that's done, we're going to hit save for the integrations. I'll connect MailChimp or Bronto or whatever. You can choose from all the different options that we have. Also, if you're using an ESP that we don't have on this list, please let us know. We're pretty quick about integrating as many different email service platforms as we can. So I was just kind of looking at the more common ones that we see. So again, you do not have to go through step 3 to publish your promotion. You can stop right here on the steps that are already built for you, and you can publish. So given a few extra minutes to finish the design, that new visitor promotion is done and is ready to go live on the site. And now it's live. So that took us all of 5 minutes, maybe take you 15-20 minutes to complete the design to your liking, and then you'll be live with that. So if you guys are building this as we're going along, throw your questions into the chat window, and if I'm moving too fast, let me know. But that would be your new visitor. Now, if you want to duplicate that, and you're like, well, okay, well, what about my mobile traffic? Duplicate here. St. Patrick's Day sale. Let's change this to mobile. And you just select this right here. We're going to make that a mobile offer. And now I have the mobile version, but keep in mind, this is just going to duplicate it as a full size rendering. So you have everything here, and this will take a little bit more legwork. And I usually do this for a lot of our enterprise and rockstar clients, just because can take a little while. So shrink this text down. Just make that like 36 is usually where kind of the sweet spot for mobile. I think for your important text that you want to be full size. And we have our image here. Bring it down like that. And bring our text over here. And I'll probably just double up on this because I don't really want to make that much smaller. Let's see. And so with the email field too, we're going to go ahead and shrink that. And you can do a neat little trick. I'm hitting Shift and then all the arrow keys, and it'll keep any alignment that you already have, and it will only move it 1 pixel in each direction. So it's my sign up bar. Shrink that a little bit. And I'm going to line those up with the corner of the page. Okay. And now I have, oh, it's a little bit crude. I would probably spend a little bit more time on this if I was going live on the site with it. But there we have our mobile promotion. And again, don't forget about your post engagement page. Too many people do that. Cool. So thanks for joining. We have our join text here. Coupon code. I usually just drag all these layers like this, and then I kind of work from there. But you can kind of see the idea of duplicating for mobile. So there are a few more steps involved there. But once you get all that done, all the other information, all the rules, and if you have any integrations, those will be done as well. And it'll be ready to go live. So we've taken care of our new visitor for both desktop and mobile traffic. And now we need to focus on the back end of it. So new visitor, now cart abandoner and exit offer. These are arguably the most valuable visitors coming to your site. They are shopping around. They've been to a few pages. Maybe they have something in their cart. Maybe they're on the cart page and they're leaving the site because they're going to go try and find a better deal, or they're not just totally confident in their purchasing decision yet. Excuse me, just had to take a breath there. And you want to be able to target those people. We've seen in some cases people have doubled their conversion rate from running a cart abandonment offer. And I'll go into a specific example in a minute. So you want to build that offer out. This one's even quicker. You go here, pre-built promotions, St. Patrick's. Let's move over into our cart abandoner. And again, it'll take you right to the design canvas. And you will complete the design as you see fit. Again, you can see, okay, this might not totally be vertically aligned. So border options, border padding's at 24. Let's make it 0. That didn't make too much of a difference. Sometimes if I can't get it to, there we go. If I can't get it to do exactly what I want, I'll just delete the layer and add another one. Coupon code. Make it 48 and white. And okay, so let's give it that nice border that it had before too. I'm gonna say one thing I've been a fan of recently is kind of a thick border, but then we're gonna go double. It's kind of a sleek little look. Got no rounded corners, but if you choose, you can round the corners like this. You can even give it a full circle. You go all the way up to 300 degrees. It'll be a full kind of pill shape. I'm personally a fan of the kind of flat edges look. So there's that right there. I'm going to insert my coupon code. Please don't go. And save the changes. And it's still going to appear as coupon code in here, but you adjust the design, you adjust the pop-out box, you change the tab. In this case, I would keep the tab and I would say your 20% code. So this is going to follow people around in that visit once they've seen this, once they've abandoned the cart, they see this offer and they say, oh, well, I got 20% off. I might get that shirt that I wasn't going to get before. So this will follow them around to help them reference it once they get back to the cart. So we're going to save on that. The rules, again, already built out. Actions, edit, confirm these. Now, here you'll see something very interesting. You want to show the overlay when once per session, if they intend to leave, they've not ever engaged with this overlay. This is going to help for you people that may be concerned about training your visitors to expect a coupon code. They'll only get to engage with it one time, and then they'll never see it again. Current URL does not contain thank you, so you'll want to double check what your thank you URL is, and you can say, maybe it's thank_you, or we've seen, order confirm, or whatever it is, but we just have this here as a placeholder, so thank you. Current URL contains and, so all these conditions are and, so all of these must be true plus one of the following. Current URL contains cart or contains checkout, and you can change this by going like this. It will, everything within a rule set will be the same. We'll share the same condition relationship, meaning it's all of these are true or either of them are true. And current URL contains cart or checkout. So the way that this is built out is it's going to only show on the cart or checkout page, only if, and it's not going to show on the thank you page because nothing pisses off a customer more than checking out and then getting a coupon code. And it's only going to give them a chance to engage with this promotion one time. And it'll only show if they intend to leave. So if a person gets all the way through the checkout and they never were going to leave and they just zip right through it, first of all, you love those people. And second of all, they won't ever see this offer. So the way this is set up is all great. Again, we have the tab if they have seen the overlay, this visit. So if they get to another visit and they try to leave and they don't see the offer, they're not going to see it. So, so I'm going to hit save on that. There's no integration necessary because you are not asking for an email. So this offer is ready to be published. And now, if you have done those things, you are now engaging more people coming to your site, more first-time visitors on your site, and you're plugging up holes of the cart abandonment, and you are in some cases doubling your conversion, your sales conversion rates. So those are 2 actionable items for today. Please, please, please do those things. You will see a dramatic difference immediately. Contact our support. If you're on a Rockstar Enterprise, contact me, and I can help set those things up with you or help with any design elements that you may need help with, and we'll get you started. So why this all matters? Why are you guys here still? Why is this all important? Sales conversions are hard, and if you're a blog, email conversions are hard. And it's all about engaging people on your site through lead generation and sales conversions. Now, this is really a spectrum. You can run something like a contest, and it's not going to do too much for your sales conversions, but it'll be a huge lead gen boost. Or you could do something like a cart abandonment or offer, which is not going to do anything for your lead generation, but it's going to be a huge boost to your sales conversions. So, when you talk about your new visitor offers, someone that is, seeing an offer that says, give us your email for 10% off, that's kind of sits nicely in the middle. It's a combined benefit of both. But the reason we're putting contests here is we've seen a way higher amount of email list growth from running contests for some reason. Everybody will enter their email if they think there's a chance that they're going to win free stuff. So we did a contest with Seymour Duncan, which is a guitar pedal company, and they ran this from September 15th till October 1st. They had 87,795 impressions and 4,300 emails gained. Now that is in 2 weeks, they gained almost 4,500 emails. And that was a 4% lead conversion rate. They were not totally satisfied with 4% because I told them you should be in the 5 to 7% range, especially with an offer like this. So we added on top of the enter to win a pedal, we said enter to win a pedal plus get 5% off today's order. And boom, it shot up to 7%. So very happy customer there. One thing to note is to be careful about what you're offering. We found this out later, but when you run a contest and you offer maybe a gift card to your own store or some hot product that you just got in your inventory, you're going to reduce the chance that anybody's going to check out with that product today because they're going to wait to see if they won. So something within your industry, if you're selling snowboards, for instance, offer a giveaway of 2 free lift tickets to the local mountain resort. Or something like that. That's something that is within the industry, it's relevant, and will still get people to sign up. It's a high ticket item that people would be really interested in engaging with. So if nothing else, try it out with a gift card or something like that and see all the email leads that you can do doing that. Now, the cart abandoner on the other side of the spectrum, with sales conversions, we kind of went through this already, how to set it up, and it's important. And it mainly just drives sales for people that otherwise would not have checked out. So a good friend of ours, Kotoa, they ran, or they're still running, a cart abandoner offer, and we started this with them on 11/9. It was November 9th. I forgot what day that was, but within a couple of days, their sales conversion rate jumped from 0.58% to 1.8%. So it more than doubled. They were ecstatic. They loved it. They were so excited. And that is generally the trend that we see when people go from no cart abandoner offer, or maybe you're doing something like that emails people if they abandon their cart. But what, think to yourself, like, what is going to happen between the time that they leave the site and they check their email and they shop around further? Why not keep them on right then and there and get them to check out while they're already on that page? So that's something to consider with the cart abandoner. Some notes here. We've already really harped on this for a while, but shows on the cart page can show when someone leaves or when they idle. Now, this was important for your mobile users because there really is no exit intent technology for mobile right now. So my recommendation there would be to target anybody who's idling on the cart page or idling on a certain page for a super long time. So that's lead generation versus sales conversions. Definitely start with your new visitors. Start somewhere in the middle, unless you have no margins to do so, or you're not really selling anything. Run a contest. Now, kind of to cap things off, we started out with the funnel. You spend so much money, so many resources, and you spend so much time getting people to the site. It's the number one thing that websites worry about is, how am I going to generate more traffic to my site? But not enough people focus on converting that traffic once it's actually there. 98% of new traffic does not convert. I want you guys to, I've said it about 6 times in this training session, because we don't want you guys to forget that a lot of that effort is wasted. So you present them a new visitor promotion, and that's going to shoot down to, of the people that will see that offer, probably 5 to 6% of them will convert. And that's a huge, huge improvement on not showing anything at all. Now, this is where we come in. You attract it to their site, we help convert it. And we also help retain it, because once they've already closed, excuse me, that first sale is the hardest. That first conversion from a certain customer is the hardest. Getting them back and buying again usually means that they're satisfied with your product, or they're becoming a more loyal customer. But again, give them little nudges to get to that really loyal stage of, they bought from you once or twice and they love you. They're an evangelist for your product. The reason why you want to present new visitors an email lead, first of all, that's the most direct way to contact traffic, or it's the most direct marketing lead. Also, email leads convert at a 4 times higher rate, we've found, than any other lead that you can garner. And there is some evidence out there not to ignore social media, and running social offers, and if someone's coming from Facebook, trying to get them to enroll in a contest they're running, because 28% of time online is spent on social media. It's hard to believe that is that little, but certainly incorporating some social in there, changing it up for the people that are already email subscribers, will not hurt your cause of increasing sales conversions. And that's pretty much it. We got this thing, and basically that was 1 hour. It ran a little long for you guys, but that was basically it. So we covered our Uno bar, new pop-up positioning and effects. We have some new themes. We have some targeting rules, and the one-click overview that we did. We set up a cart enter and an exit offer and a new visitor offer. Those are things that you guys can do right now today to increase sales conversions, lead conversions, reduce cart abandonment, all that. Then we went through why it all matters: lead generation versus sales conversions, and how we sit in the funnel, basically, in your sales conversion funnel. So thank you guys for joining the webinar today. If you're not already on a JUSTUNO plan, please use this discount code from Robbie25 to get 25% off any of our plans, monthly or annual. And that our annual plans offer a built-in 20% discount. So if you add this 25% on there, you'll basically be saving like